Hi, Seema, you made it?
I always try when you're teaching.
Welcome.
Hi, Amy. I'm going to mute myself because the house is noisy.
Okay. Hi, hi.
I told my friend Sweta about the class. I hope it's okay.
Say that again?
I told my friend Sweta, you've had her in one of our private classes.
Uh-huh.
Told her she'd like to join.
Yeah. Everyone's welcome to this class. And Karith Seema is one of my private students. Karith is going to teach this class with me.
Hi,
And,
Seema.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you. I miss having Ahmed come over and teach.
Well, we're here, so that's good.
Yes.
Hi, Randy and Jacqueline. How are you doing?
Oh, actually, she said she can't get on. Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry.
Good. Here's a few more people joining us. Hi, Elena. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Cami. Hi, Lonnie. Hi, Aileen. Welcome, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I think I'm going to just allow one more minute.
Sure.
5 on the dot now, and sometimes we have people join a little bit late, so just wait one more minute before we begin in earnest.
So Debbie and Elena have been coming to my class at Guru's, and boy, they've been doing good because that's a pretty, it's a pretty advanced class in some ways, and they've been doing good. And I just heard that Debbie just started, so I was surprised to hear that.
Well, I started with Karith here with this. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I did more.
That's good.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And some of us are coming to the end of our day. Lonnie's just starting her day, depending on where we are in the world. So it's one of the really wonderful things about Zoom that we can come together from very different places, and it's wonderful to see all of you. Before we start our yoga just this morning, and we entered last week.
Karith, could you just repeat that, because your audio got stuck and we missed that. Could you repeat what you just said?
Yes, I will, and hopefully my internet stays stable. We just finished last week a book in the Torah, and we started a new one this week. And the name of the book that we start this week in the Torah is Bamidbar, and it speaks really clearly to me because it means in the wilderness. And our ancestors, for whom this book is named and about, their wilderness experience was coming out of slavery and walking into freedom. And that sounds really wonderful in many ways, but it was very perilous for them because Bamidbar in the wilderness, they were walking into a situation that was completely unknown to them, that they hadn't experienced before. I think it's really very close to what we're experiencing collectively now. This feeling of being Bamidbar, being in the wilderness, knowing what to expect, and knowing only for certain that we're somewhere that we have not been before. So I want us to explore a little bit how can we bring equanimity? How can we bring a feeling of equanimity into this place of wilderness, into this place of the unknown, the unexpected? And I'd like to offer that perhaps it's by realizing that while previously we may have thought that we were established, we may have thought that we were settled, we may have thought that we were safe, whatever that might mean. And right now, we might not feel some of those things. Maybe we do. That's wonderful if you are feeling those things. But I think what our experience might have to offer us is that those feelings of feeling established or settled are actually illusions. And in actuality, as human beings, we are constantly Bamidbar. We are constantly in the wilderness. We have no guarantees. So let's spend this time together, recognizing that we are in this wilderness together. And as we do that, we can be open to each moment as it unfolds and be present to whatever each moment might bring us.
Thank you, Kerith. Thanks for that sharing. Personally, it's very apt to my situation. I just finished packing the whole day for my move, so into the wilderness. So there's always something changing and always moving into situations or circumstances that we don't fully know. And yoga helps us to keep the mind centered and relaxed through the changes that we experience. And of course, in the physical practice, we will also explore how to do that in the physical practice where there are so many changes happening that we have to navigate through. Okay, so let's begin in a comfortable seated posture. Place your hands next to your hips with the fingertips on the floor, or your palms if the palms reach. Flex your feet a little bit and bring your knees towards each other, so a slightly closer fit. Relax your sit bones to the floor or your props. And with your sit bones grounded, press down with your fingers and lift your chest up. Lift your sternum up and try to straighten your spine. Take your shoulders down your back and relax your shoulder blades down your back. If your wrist can reach the floor, drop your wrist to the floor, and this will help to bring your shoulder blades down. And do an outer rotation of your upper arms to widen the chest. Bring the inner shoulder blades towards each other. Squeeze them in and then push the sternum from behind. Now holding your actions, just stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now keep your spine lengthened up. Bring your hands to your thighs, palms facing up. And pushing down slightly with the back of your hands. Once again, lift your sternum up. Take your shoulders back and down. Close your eyes, please. Keep your spine extended. Close your eyes. Reconnecting with the spaces that we know, our physical body. Reconnecting with the nervous system by relaxing your throat, relaxing your eyes, relaxing your face, and reconnecting with your breath. Observe your breath as you breathe naturally. Notice the quantity of your breath. And notice the quality of your breath. Is it soft and relaxed? Or is there any strain? And to regulate your breath, take a deep inhalation. Lift your chest up. Keep your chest elevated. And on the exhale, relax the upper abdomen away from your rib cage. Inhale, expand and lift the chest. Exhale, relax and release the upper abdomen away. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Now applying Mula Bandha, lift the perineum muscle at the pelvic floor. On the inhale, keep the chest elevated. Exhale, navel into spine. 1. Repeat and continue. Inhale. Mula Bandha. Perineum up. Exhale, navel in. 2. One more time. 3. And now release. Relax your shoulders, relax your rib cage, relax your arms, and open your eyes, please. Interlock your fingers in front. Taking your shoulders back and down, straighten your arms, and take your hands above your head. Relax the lower part of your body, your knees and your hips into the floor. And then push up with the index finger that's lower. So turn your palms up towards the ceiling if you don't have that. And push up with the lower index finger. And take the index finger side of your palm up. Do an outer rotation of your upper arms and widen your collarbones. Once again, push the sternum up from behind with your shoulder blades, inner shoulder blades. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and release, please. Make your way to tabletop. If your mat is horizontal, then turn to your right and make your way to tabletop, please. Just 1 sec. And do some cat-cows on your own to bring some mobility into the spine. And from cat-cow, add any other movement that helps you explore and connect with the environment of your body and your breath. So maybe rotate your shoulders, revolve the hips, make circles with your shoulders or hips, any movement that have kind of feeling of exploration here. And notice as you do this, how open is your mind to go into something that you don't usually do. Or maybe it just stays with what is known. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Try something. Try something new, something different. Take your mind out of just knowing, doing what it knows. Okay, and then come back to tabletop. Make your way to downward dog, please. Bend both your knees in downward dog. Lift your hips back and up. And look forward. Inhale there. Exhale. Straighten your legs and release your head. Continuing, inhale, bend your knees, lift your hips back and up, look forward. Exhale, straighten your legs, release your head. 2, continue. Inhale, bend your knees, lengthen the spine. Exhale, straighten your legs, release your head. 3, inhale, energize your arms, move the hips back. Exhale, straighten your legs, drop your heels down. 4, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lengthen your legs. Inhale, step both your feet forward. Look at the wall in front of you, except Lani, look at the water, I guess, in front of you. Exhale, bend your knees and release your chest, release your torso and your head. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward, straighten your legs and you mount. Exhale, bend your knees, release your chest and head. Let it go. Inhale, activate. Exhale, fold. Relax. Inhale, energize your spine and your legs. Exhale, let it go. Release. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees and inhale, come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up last. Let the arms hang as you come up. And come to standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. You can keep your feet either together in the classical posture with the big toes touching and the inner heels slightly apart, or you can keep your feet hip distance apart if that articulates better in your hip joint. Applying the actions of mountain pose. Lift your toes up, please. Spread the skin at the base of your feet. Bend your knees slightly. And pushing down with your big toes, straighten your legs. Activate your thighs to lift your kneecaps up. Straighten your legs. Lift your sternum up. Energize your arms with your palms facing forward. Straighten your hands. Just next to your hips, but straighten your arms as much as you can. Drop your shoulder blades and release just your big toe and your little toe on the floor. Try to lift the other 3 toes up. Activate your thighs and spin your inner groins back. And now tuck your tailbone in. And finally, lift the lowest back rib in the back body, lift it up. Stay there with all your actions. In fact, exaggerate your actions. Straighten your limbs as much as you can and hug the muscles into your bones to wake your muscles up. And now turn your palms to face your legs and relax your toes. Keep your elbows and legs straight. And within the action, try to relax the 12 major joints of your body. So relax your feet a bit so the ankles relax. Relax the action of your thighs a bit so your knees can relax. Relax the glutes so your hips can relax. Keeping your arms straight, relax your shoulders. Relax your forearms so your elbows can relax. And relax the action in your palms and fingers so your wrist can relax. And now completely let go of the action. So move your body a little bit and loosen the body. Yes, and then just stand, completely letting go of the actions. Okay, and step to the top of your mat. Classical sun salutation. So Cami, turn to your right, yes, and step to the top. Classical sun salutation. And as you know from before, if you need a visual cue, then you just choose somebody's window and pin their video from the drop-down menu if you need a visual cue. Okay? So classical sun salutation. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, fold. Look at your big toes as you fold. Inhale, look at the wall in front of you. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, move towards plank position. Inhale in plank. Exhale, knees down, chest down, hips lifted. Inhale, drop your pelvis, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. Inhale, step your right leg forward, left knee down, hands above your head. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, step your left leg forward, look at the wall in front. Exhale, look at your big toes as you fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands, Samastitihi. Continuing, inhale, hands above your head, activate your thighs. Exhale, relax your thighs, fold and look at your big toes. Inhale, look at the wall in front of you. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, move to plank position. Inhale in plank, look forward slightly. Exhale, knees down, chest down, hips lifted. Inhale, drop your pelvis, lift your head and chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step your right leg forward, left knee down, hands above your head. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, step your left leg forward, extend your spine. Exhale, look at your big toes as you fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, relax in Samastitihi. One more. Inhale, hands above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, look at your big toes as you fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, look at the wall in front of you in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Relax and open the front of the right thigh. Inhale, hands above your head, Anjanasana. Exhale, move to plank position, Phalakasana. Inhale in plank, look forward slightly. Exhale, knees down, chest down, hips lifted, Ashtangasana. Inhale, drop your pelvis, lift your head and chest, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lift your hips back and up in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Inhale, step your right leg forward, left knee down, hands above your head, Anjanasana. Exhale, hands to the floor, relax and open the front of the left thigh. Inhale, step the left leg forward, look at the wall in front in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, look at your big toes as you fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, relax in Samastitihi. Okay, sun salutation A. Come back to your breath. Connect with your breath. And inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, hands to the floor or your shins. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, step or jump both your legs back and go down into Chaturanga or into a modification. Inhale into upward dog or a modification. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, step or jump your legs forward. Look at the wall in front. Exhale, fold and release your head this time. Inhale, hands above your head, come up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, relax your hands in Samastitihi. Continuing. Inhale, hands above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, relax and fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Extend your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump both your legs back and down. Move through Chaturanga or a modification. Inhale into upward dog or a modification. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale and step your feet directly behind your hands. Look at the wall in front to extend your spine and sit into a squat. Go into a squat. 1. So all the way down, Seema. 2. Bring the hips down, close to the floor. 3. Unless you have some knee issues. 4, 5. Stay there, or if you have crow pose, if that's part of your practice, then make your way to crow on your own. 1. Try to stay. 2, 3. Step or jump your legs back. Move to Chaturanga, taking your body down and into upward dog on your inhale. And go to downward dog. 1. 2. 3. 'Inhale, step or jump your legs forward. Look at the wall in front. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands. So on the next one, I want you to pay attention to the names of the posture, because after this we're going to sort of go into the wilderness a little bit. Okay, so just you'll know what that is later. But in this sun salutation A, just pay attention to the names and the corresponding movement. Okay, so inhale, standing, hands above your head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half standing, look at the wall in front. Exhale, step or jump both your legs back and go to Chaturanga, bringing the body down. Inhale, upward dog or modify. Exhale, downward dog. 1. 2. 3. 'Inhale, step your legs forward into half standing. Look at the wall in front. Exhale, standing fold. Inhale, hands above your head. Standing, arms up. Okay, and release. Okay. Those of you who've been practicing for a while, or you know the sun salutation, this is known territory for you. You know what comes after what. So there's no, you're very much in your comfort zone when you know exactly what's going to come next and all of that. So we're going to change it up a bit. Okay, I'm going to randomly call out the names. And you're going to go into the posture, which is not going to be in the order that we just did it in. Okay? And this is, first of all, to just experience what it means in the yoga practice to just change things up, sort of walk into the wilderness. And then not only that, but from experiencing that, also trying to understand what happens. How does the body react? How does the mind react? How do the emotions react when you sort of step out of your comfort zone and you know, have some fun with it. It's not that serious, okay? But just see what happens. Do it and then experience it and then see what happens, okay? So I'm going to call the names out randomly. Do as much as you can. Don't push. Let it be light and easy. Downward dog. Standing, arms above your head. Upward dog. Standing fold. And move quickly, don't move slow. Downward dog. Upward dog. Standing fold. Chaturanga. Standing, arms above your head. Upward dog. Standing, fold. Standing, arms above your head. Chaturanga. Downward dog. Standing, arms above your head. Upward dog. Standing fold. Chaturanga. Standing, arms above your head. Upward dog. Keep going. Half standing, look at the wall in front of you. Standing, hands above your head. Upward dog. Chaturanga. Standing, arms above your head. Downward dog. Standing, arms above your head. And release your hands. Relax. Rest the body. Recover your breath. And just replay your experience in what you just did. Replay it in your mind. And reflect on any insight that you may gain. Reflect and be open to any insight that you may gain on a physical, mental, emotional level. What happens? How does your body, mind, and emotions react when you step into the wilderness, into the land of the unknown? Do you get annoyed? Do you get anxious? Are you relaxed and centered? Does it excite you? Different reactions for different people. So just try to understand how you feel it in your body and your mind and the emotional body. And once again, turn to the top, to face the top of your mat, please. Yeah. Inhale, hands above your head. So stand at the top of your mat, hands above your head. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, step or jump your legs back, move to Chaturanga, go down, inhale into upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make your way to child's pose, please. If you have knee problems, just lie down on your back. And take your hands back. And connecting with your awareness, notice your breath. Perhaps it's a little different from when you started the practice. And as your breath finds its way back to its natural state of relaxation, suggest for your ankles to relax and allow the tops of your feet to descend on the floor. Release your knees and allow your shins to relax into the floor. If child's pose is a problem for you, just lie down on your back. Relax your hips towards your heels and allow the back of your legs to descend down. Relax your wrists and elbows and allow your forearms to rest on the floor. Relax your shoulders and release the torso down towards the floor. Once again, relax your throat, face and eyes. And rest your forehead on the floor. Once again, bring your awareness to your breath and notice if your breath has now relaxed a little more. And in the practice of contemplation, bring to your awareness that just as your breath always is changing, so does the different realities of our existence, starting from the external world, is constantly in a state of change. The world of relationships, the physical body, always changing from a cellular level, the mental body and your thoughts constantly shifting, and the emotional body as well. A lot of the times we don't really know what the change brings to us. We don't know some of the spaces that we enter into because of this constant change. The practice of yoga is to navigate through these external worlds that constantly change by keeping the mind, while keeping the mind steady and relaxed. So not allowing the unknown to shake what is known, that which resides deep within. What is deep within is beyond change. Let that, the practice is to make that space the known, and from that place, navigating the unknown, the wilderness, with steadiness and ease. On your next inhalation, please come to tabletop on your hands and knees. Exhale, move to downward dog. One, two, stay connected with your breath. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, step your legs forward, look at the wall in front. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, Samastitihi, release your hands. And come to a seated posture, please. Face the camera. And I'd like to hear from some of you with what your experience was when we did that random sun salutation. What did you notice? And also, not only during that, also when you went back to the known, what happened then? So let me see if you're going to say something, put your hand up and then I'll unmute you. Anyone? Okay, Seema, I saw your hand, okay? And I see Cami and Randy will get to you. Yes, Seema.
Flustered. Not comfortable, like I was doing it wrong in my mind. I was trying to like achieve it. My goal was to like achieve every step. And going back, it felt more relaxed because I've done it many times in that way.
Right. Right, exactly. So you know that's natural. Thanks for sharing that, Seema. It's natural when you're going into an unknown space that it shakes you up. It shakes you up. You get flustered, and you want to try to when you say you wanted to achieve. It's that process of trying to achieve is trying to bring you back into a place of feeling secure. Whereas when you're trying to bring you back to a comfort zone, and that's what the achievement is connected to. But when we step into the unknown, a lot of the times it's uncomfortable and we want to get back, somehow as soon as possible, get out of the forest, somehow go back to the space that's secure. And okay, so Randy, do you want to?
I just was noticing how much I needed the intermediary steps to get to the ones that you were calling. Like I can't hear without. I can't get here without doing a chaturanga. I can't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, it's that wanting to use the familiar, to get to even what's unknown. This is like even if you're in a space that is unknown to you, you want to still hold on to something that is familiar, that can get you there, and that's just how the mind works. So this is not just, of course, your sharing is, it's not individual in that sense. It is to some extent, but it's just how the mind works. The mind wants the familiar points to hold on to get to the unfamiliar. Then it can deal with it. But if you go straight to the unfamiliar, it's a big leap, and it's much harder to um, be in that space. Thank you for sharing that, Randy. Cami, did you want to say something?
I was going to say it reminded me of a game of Simon Says because it was just building faster, and I was just all over the place and very sloppy. And I felt like for me, it wasn't very yogi-like. I didn't think I did anything very well.
You didn't think you did anything what? Can you repeat that last sentence?
I didn't think I was even taking a position or even doing any position the way it was supposed to be.
Right. And that's interesting from a mental point of view, and when what happens when structure breaks down, and how the mind copes with that, with the process of dealing with a breakdown of familiar structures that and patterns that we recognize, and when we break that, sometimes the mind can go into yeah, as human as we are, am I doing it correctly? No, I'm not doing it correctly, and all of that. All there is, it's trying to make sense of it, trying to make sense of it somehow on the inside. Yeah. Thank you. Kerith, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. One sec. Can you unmute, please? I won't do anything. Okay.
There you go. I just found myself laughing. I was laughing a lot as we were doing it. And I thought, what a great teaching that is, that if I find myself unsteadied, I would have liked to be able to bring that into, into the wildernesses that I find myself, that my reaction should be to laugh. That would be great. So thank you for that, Amit.
Yeah, thank you. And you notice that's one of the reactions that people have when people are taken out of their comfort zone. Some people can get upset, but some people will have that like nervous laugh that they release the energy from. And so there are all kinds of different ways to that the mind and the body reacts when we go into the unknown. And it's an interesting practice to even just become aware of what our reactions are. When we find ourselves in a situation that is beyond our control and is out in the wilderness, like we experience in the present situation that we are in. As we stay in this situation longer, this is going to become our comfort zone, maybe for some of us. This can become the comfort zone. So notice that as we step out of it, which is what's going to happen now soon, you're going to get some of the same reactions of going into the wilderness, even though that's not the wilderness. It was never the wilderness, but has now become your new wilderness. So it's interesting. Or it could be the other way around, where like when we practice the last sun salutation, which was the familiar one, you could feel completely relaxed again. So just a little experiment there with what we were talking about. So Kerith, if you want to share something more.
Sure. So just find a place to be comfortable. You can even rest your eyes if you would like to. You can go into child pose. You can go into savasana, whatever feels, or stay seated, whatever feels good. So Bamidbar, our Torah portion that's named in the wilderness, actually begins with the process of counting a census. So the first question that we have is, who is counted? And in our teaching, it is only the men that are counted, and it's really about who is able to go into battle. That's why the census is taken. So when we ask that question of who is counted, it makes me think about, what are we counting right now? I know I find myself doing a lot of counting. It's funny that we're here in the States in the process of being counted ourselves, as many of us, hopefully all of us, take part in the census here. And unfortunately, I also find myself looking at websites and counting the cases of COVID, counting the deaths that we are aware of. So our tradition, our Jewish tradition, teaches us not to do a census by using numbers, and that we should never use a number to stand in for a human being. It's one of the teachings that comes to us from the Torah. And in fact, when people are counting for a minyan, for a group of people who are praying together, we never use numbers to count the people. It's just a practice that we have, because people should never be reduced to a number. And that's because each one of us is created as a reflection of divinity. So the kind of counting that we might find ourselves doing right now, and I'll speak for myself, certainly, the kind of counting that I often find myself doing right now can be truly unwholesome. The counting of deaths, the counting of infection rates. So what can we do to counteract that impulse, which is a very natural human impulse, to want to try and keep track? It's a way of trying to steady ourselves when we find ourselves in the midbar, to know as much as we can and keep track. So what can we do when we find ourselves engaging in counting that we know is unwholesome, that is making us, making anxiety rise in our bodies and in our minds? And our tradition, our Jewish tradition, gives us a really, really wonderful answer to how to counteract those unwholesome tendencies. And that answer is our blessing practice. And it's said that in the Jewish tradition, there's a blessing for everything. And even we have a blessing before we relieve ourselves in the bathroom. We have a blessing before we eat. We have a blessing when we see a rainbow. We're going to join in blessings together at the end of this session for welcoming a new week. And so as we engage in every activity in our lives, we're invited, before we do, to stop and bless. Before we do, just stop and bless. And I think this allows us to take a moment and think about, what is the activity that I'm about to engage in, and how can I elevate it? And I think we can do that with every activity that we do. So even if it is looking at those numbers, how do we elevate that? How do we recognize that those are not numbers? Those represent human beings created in the image of the divine.
Thank you, Gareth, for that sharing. Okay, so let's continue in the practice. So please come up to standing again. And this time, face the camera, please, if your mat is horizontal. And step your legs apart, take your hands apart. Point your right foot out. So step your feet about 3 feet away. And straighten the right leg. As the right leg straightens, move the right hip, right femur bone, the thigh bone into the hip socket. We're going into triangle. Move your hips back, take the right hip back, extend from your right hand, keep the right leg straight, and bring your hand down as much as is comfortably available to you, depending on how open you are. So keep the leg straight, stay higher if you need to. Relax the hip joint, take the right hip back, take your chest back, head back in line with your front leg, and then straighten your left leg. Take the right sit bone back, move the right sternum forward, and then take the left shoulder back, gaze at your left thumb. Use the right hand, push the right hand on something, your leg or the floor, straighten both arms to help you to lengthen the spine and revolve the spine. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up, please. Exhale, change the direction of your feet. Hands in line with your shoulders. Keep the left leg straight. Begin to relax your hips. Move the left hip back as you lengthen with the left hand. On your inhale, on your exhale, release the left hand. Keep both legs straight. Put the left hand on something, either your foot or the brick or the floor, and then straighten the left hand. Take the chest back, take your head back. Straighten the left leg, straighten the right leg. Both arms straight, and then take the right shoulder back. Spine straight, revolve your gaze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come up, please. Exhale, step your legs together, release your hands. So notice what happens when I count, and I'm purposely doing a slow count because it's going to be a little more challenging to stay longer in the posture. And notice what happens in anticipation of the count and reaching the 5 count in the mind. What does it create? Does it create anxiety? Does it create... What happens to your mind with the counting that you hear? Okay, inhale, step or jump your legs apart. Hands apart. Exhale, point the right foot out. Inhale, charge the left side of the body, so reach for the wall on the left side. Exhale, bend the right knee and take the right hand down, either to the floor brick or to your right thigh. Left hand above your ear. Look beyond your armpit first. Take the left shoulder back, activate the left thigh, and now lift your chin to look at the left thumb. 1, 2, Seema, take your hand above your ear. Maria, you too, hand above your ear. 3, so upper arm will be close to your left ear. 4, yes, like that. And 5, inhale, come up please. Exhale, change the direction of your feet. Inhale, charge the right side of your body. Exhale, bend the left knee, take your left hand to the floor, brick, or your thigh. Right hand above your ear, look above the armpit area. Take the left shoulder back, work the right leg, and then lift your chin up to look at the right thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice the anticipation in the mind to come out. 5, inhale, come up please. Exhale, bring your legs together, release your hands. Rest the body, recover your breath, replay the experience in the practice, physical, mental, emotional, and reflect. Okay, hands on your hips, step your legs apart, about 3 feet apart, and revolve to your right. So point the right foot out, revolve your hips, and take your right shoulder back, square your hips, square your torso. So look to the wall in front. Randy, look to your right, please. Revolve to your right. Randy, revolve your hips to the right. Take your right shoulder back. Yes, like that. Yeah. Activate the back leg. Take your shoulders in line, hands in line with your shoulders to the side, palms facing down. Lift your hands in line with your shoulders. Maria, lift your hands up, halfway, not all the way up, in line with your shoulders to the side, parallel to the floor. Okay. Now bend your right knee and go down in your hips. Bend the right knee, go down even more. Now turn your palms up. Lift your chest up. Bring just the left hand forward, only the left hand forward. Square the torso. Lift your right hand up. Take both your hands up now. Stay there. Look up. And inhale, come up. Exhale, hands on your hips. And revolve to the other side. Left shoulder back, left hip back, right hip forward to square the hips. Use your hands to help you square the hips. Use your hands to take the left hip back, right hip forward. Yes. Now energize the back leg. Take your hands out to the side in line with your shoulders, parallel to the floor, palms facing down. Relax and bend your left knee. Go down as much as you can. Now work the back leg. Turn your palms up, lift your chest up. Take only your right hand forward. Square the torso and take both your hands up. Bend the left knee more, go down a little more. Work the back leg, look up. And inhale, come up please. Exhale. Bring your legs together and release your hands. Rest your body. And rest can be moving for some of you. Doesn't mean standing still. Rest is a change of activity to release tension. Recover your breath. Replay the posture. And reflect. Reflect on the experience. It's very subtle, but there is a difference between staying in the posture, hearing the count, and staying in the posture and not hearing the count. Do you find any difference? Yes, Cami? You're on mute, so if you could unmute.
For me, I prefer to hear my breathing, because if I'm listening to you count, I just, like you say, anticipate to 5 rather than, and when it's silent, I can sort of stay much longer because I'm not waiting for you to pull me out of it. I'm just breathing.
Right, yeah. So the thing with the count is that it's an external imposition that we put, you know. Yeah. As a teaching technique, of course, it's there's some value to it because you know, it gives people something. But as you said, when there isn't the external thing, it's a bit of a pressure actually. It's different. It helps you to go internal, and maybe when you connect with what's going on internal within you, it's easier to stay. And there's no, that anticipation doesn't really. It's not the same. Now, that's not directly connected to what Carrot spoke about, but there's something there, you know, that is interesting to observe, at least in the practice. Okay, so we're going to go into dancer's pose today. I'm going to take you through stages. So turn to your right, please. And you may need a visual cue for this. So if you do, let's see, who knows dancer's pose? Does anyone know dancer's pose? Show me. Okay, Carrot, you know it? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pin Carrot's video here, or spotlight it so you have it, okay? As a visual reference. Okay. And bend your right knee behind you and hold the top of your right foot. Yes. Left hand on your hip. Move the right hip forward slightly and straighten the left leg. Okay. Now begin to take the right heel towards the right buttock to open the front of the right thigh and hip, and try to stay standing up. Don't lean forward. Stay straight up. Yes. Stay there. 1, 2, 3. Now hold the inner edge of your right foot with your hand. Thumb will face away from you. Let's see, do it the other way. So there's an outer rotation of your hand. Carrot, turn your right palm outside. Yeah, stay there. The other way. Turn it. No, the other way. Yes. No. Just stand. Stand first. Just stand. Take your right thumb back. Right thumb in the other direction. The other direction. Other direction. Yes, like that. Yes. Now bend the right knee and hold. Yes, like that. Okay. Did everyone see that? So the right shoulder is open, it doesn't close. Okay. So stay there. Second stage of the posture. You're going to lift your left hand up, keep the body straight, Lift the left hand up, straight up, all the way up to the ceiling. To the ceiling. Point your fingers up. You're going to keep the body straight. Now look up to the ceiling. Keep the balance. You're going to keep looking up, keeping the body straight. Just lift the right knee up behind you. And take the right foot into your right hand. Lift the right knee up. Don't fold forward. Keep looking up. Keep the sternum lifting up. Stay there. It's not easy. Try it again. If you come out, yes. Lift the right knee up. Yes, stay there. 1, 2. If you come down, go back up. 3. Now keep the action in the back leg. Relax the right hip and revolve at the hip joint, taking the chest parallel to the floor, right leg up behind you. Reach with the left arm. Relax the left hip. Exhale and go down. Relax the left hip. It's okay. If you fall, you fall. Nothing will happen. Go into it. Nothing will happen if you fall. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, come up please. Exhale and release. Okay, sorry. Good job. Let's try it on the other side. This is, it's a bit of a challenge because there's balance involved as well. So you can work in the earlier stages. I'm taking you through 3 stages of the posture. So bend the left knee from behind. Carry turn the other direction where you were before. Yes. Bend the left knee. Hold the top of the left foot. Right hand on your hip. First, get steady. Use a support if you need to become steady. So bend the left knee, hold the top of the left foot. Straighten the right leg, straighten the spine, and take the left heel to the left buttock. First, open the front of the left thigh. Don't be in a hurry. Go through the stages. And then hold the inside of the left foot. Take your right hand up. Point it to the ceiling. Look up. I want you to keep the body straight and just lift the left knee up behind you. Don't fold yet. Keep lifting the sternum up. Left knee up, left foot back. Back, straighten your left arm, left foot back. Cami, straighten the left arm. Yes. Now inhale, lift your chest up, exhale, relax the right hip, and go into full dancer's pose. Left knee up behind you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up please. Exhale and release. Okay. And turn to your right, go to the top of your mat again. Inhale, take your hands above your head. Exhale and fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, step or jump both your legs back and down. Move to chaturanga. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, step or jump your legs forward. Look at the wall in front. Exhale and fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands. One more inhale, hands above your head. Exhale and fold. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, step or jump back and down into Chaturanga. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, come to plank position. 1, 2, look forward please, 3, and come all the way down. Keep your hands where they are. Ground your pubic bone and navel to the floor. Inhale, lift your straight legs up behind you and lift your chest and head up. Straight legs up behind you. So straighten your legs, lift the legs up, head and chest up. Push down on the floor to help you lift the chest up and then lift the legs up as well. 1, 2, 3. Stay up, take your hands back, palms facing up. 1, 2, 3. Bring your hands to the floor. Inhale, lift your head and chest up to cobra or upward dog. 1, 2, 3. Lift your hips back and up. Go to downward dog. Keep your knees bent in downward dog and lengthen your spine. Look forward, please. Lift your sit bones up. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, come to plank position again. 1. Look about a foot in front of you. 2, 3. Go all the way down. Take your hands back and bending your knees, hold the tops of your feet or your ankles, wherever is available for you. Now bring your heels towards your hips. If you can touch the heels to the buttocks, do it to open the front of the legs and the pelvis, and stay there. Those of you who've been practicing for a while, bring your feet together, inner feet and your knees together as well, if your low back is okay. And then flex your feet and move your heels away from your hips and lift your chest up, holding your ankles, holding your ankles. Jacqueline, hold your ankles. Yes, and lift up, lift your chest up. Knees on the floor, knees together, feet together. Lift up. Use your legs to lift up. 1, 2, knees together, feet together. Lift your knees off the floor. 1, 2, feet together, knees apart, full bow pose, Dhanurasana. 1, 2, 3. Release. Go to upward dog or cobra. Stay there in cobra. 1, 2, 3. Lift your hips back and up. Go to downward dog. With your knees bent, keep your knees bent, please. And extend your spine. Look forward. Lift your hips back. Lengthen the spine in downward dog. And then step your legs through. Come to a seated posture. And lie down on your back. Lie down on your back. We're going to go into bridge. So bending your knees, bring your heels in line with your hips, feet on the floor. And go up to bridge. Lift your hips off the floor and stay there. 1, 2, 3. Those of you with low back problems, come down slightly, about 10%. Bring your hips about 10% down and tuck your tailbone. 4 and 5. Release, please. Hug your knees into your chest. Release your low back. And maybe you rotate your knees in circles above your hips and gently massage the sacrum. So place your palms on your knees with your hands straight. Yes, that way you will access the sacrum and release it. And then change direction if you haven't done so already. Okay, and then we're going to go into reclining twist. So place your feet on the floor. Listen carefully. Lift and move only your hips to the right. Move your hips to the right and then straighten your left leg along the floor. Hips on the floor. Left leg straight on the floor. See my left leg on the floor, not the right. Take the right knee into your chest. And using your left hand, take the knee to your left. Drop it to your left. Then flex both your feet. Right hand in line with your shoulder. Lift the left sternum up on the inhale, exhale, relax your spine and take the back of the right shoulder towards the floor. Then relax there. Okay, and make your way to the center again. Feet on the floor. Lift and move your hips to the left, just your hips. Straighten your right leg along the floor. Left knee into your chest. Using your right hand, take your knee to the right. Left hand straight in line with your shoulder. Flex your feet, straighten the right leg, and then lengthen the right sternum towards your throat. On the inhale, on the exhale, relax your spine and the muscles around your torso. And bring the left shoulder blade towards the floor. Stay there, please. And relax the tight areas. And inhale, come back to center. Point and tuck your tailbone a couple of times to just rock the pelvis back and forth. And lengthen the low back. And then release your legs. Tuck your shoulders under, palms facing up. Just rest in Shavasana. Totally let go of your actions And in the opposite movement of what we did in the beginning of the class, allow your muscles to move away from your bones in the action of relaxation. Allow your breath to find its way back to its natural state of relaxation. And let go of any effort, residual effort from the practice. Let it drop away from your being and into the earth, softening your throat, the skin on your face, and your eyes. Release the entire back body into the earth. And moving beyond the outer layers of your being that are constantly changing, the physical, mental, emotional. Try to connect with that aspect of yourself that is beyond change, permanent, with which the qualities of joy, peace, and bliss are associated. And you can continue to stay there.
So in just a couple minutes, we're going to move toward Havdalah and say goodbye to Shabbat and welcome in the new week. But this evening is very special because sundown this evening also marks the entrance of the Jewish month of Sivan. And the Rosh Chodesh, the new month of Sivan, is distinguished as the day upon which the Jewish people arrived and camped before Mount Sinai. They were getting ready to receive revelation, but they didn't know it. So as we head into this week, leading toward Shavuot and that commemoration of the time that our ancestors received the Torah, I'd love for us to go into this week with the question for ourselves: what if we had the foresight to know that we were about to have a collective experience of revelation? And how would we live each moment if we knew that was what was coming for us in just a few days? Would we live our lives as if to prepare ourselves? Or would we be like our ancestors and create a false god for ourselves? Would we still and ready our hearts? So Shavuot begins on Thursday evening, and we're told that each one of us stood at Sinai and that we can all relive that experience every single year. So I pray that we enter mindfully into this new month of Sivan, allowing ourselves to be present for each experience and to know that revelation happens every moment of every day. We just have to show up and notice. Wishing you all a beautiful week. I'm going to unmute everyone so we can wish each other a good week. And I look forward to seeing you all next week, I hope.
That was very nice. Thank you both. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Loved it. Good.
Thank
You
you.
and me. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you soon again.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
That was a workout.
Yeah.